So, burglars of Reddit, what's a sign that made you walk away from a house? Today, we dive into minds of those who know the game best, the burglars themselves. When you think of burglars, you might picture them as dumbasses, but in reality, most of them are surprisingly smart. They look for signs that scream, not worth the risk. So what are these signs? Sign number 1, the weird and unpredictable homeowner. Now this is where it gets interesting. Imagine being a burglar. It's a dark, quiet night. You're crouched behind a bush, scanning for easy targets. But then, your eyes catch something. A flicker of light, an odd decoration. One burglar named Jack shares, "The last house I want to target is the house of some dumbass weirdo." One house I remember had this giant inflatable Santa in the front yard. It was mid-July and I thought, what kind of weirdo decorates for Christmas in the summer? I didn't want to get caught in a house that was clearly the lair of some unhinged individual. Imagine being caught by some eccentric person who ties you up and makes you listen to Jingle Bells on repeat while wearing a Santa costume. Definitely a burglar's worst nightmare. Sign number 2, a barking dog. Then there are pets. Many burglars agree that the sound of a barking dog is enough to send them running. One burglar recounted how a seemingly innocent house became a scene of chaos when they heard a dog barking furiously. It was a reminder that not only did they risk getting caught, but a protective pet could also be a game changer. One ex-burglar shared, "I remember one house had a dog. I could hear it barking inside, and that was my cue to leave. Big dogs equal big trouble." Sign number 3, the retired cop. Many burglars would rather face an alarm system than deal with someone who knows the law inside and out. One ex-burglar shared an experience that stopped them cold. "I scoped out a place that looked pretty unassuming, but then I spotted something in the garage, a police uniform. Turns out, the guy living there was a retired cop. No way was I going to break into the home of someone who might still have friends on the force or, worse, a loaded gun under their pillow. I bailed fast." For some, it's not just about security systems. It's who lives there. A retired cop can be a burglar's worst nightmare. Sign number 4, security cameras. Security cameras can feel like walking into a trap. One ex-burglar recounted an encounter where they spotted multiple cameras covering both the front and back of a house. Instead of risking it, they turned around and left, reminding themselves that a few moments of thrill weren't worth the chance of getting caught. Sign number 5, security stickers. Those little stickers can carry a lot of weight. A Reddit user shares, "Those security stickers are a big no for me. Even if the system isn't installed, just seeing that sign makes me rethink." Another burglar shared how just a sticker on the window can make them reconsider. "I thought I'd gotten past fake alarms and plastic cameras before. What's one more? But no, as soon as I opened the window, beep, beep, beep. I didn't even make it inside before I was sprinting down the street, all dignity left behind." Moral of the story? Sometimes a sticker is more than just a sticker. Sign number 6, the creepy doll collection. Imagine you're casing a house. Everything seems normal until you spot something inside that makes your skin crawl. One burglar shared a bizarre experience that sent them running before they even tried to get in. "I was about to break in when I saw them. Dozens of glassy-eyed porcelain dolls staring right at me through the window. I don't know what it was, but something about those dolls freaked me out. Like, is this house haunted? Is someone going to come out dressed like Chucky?" I wasn't sticking around to find out. Burglars are superstitious too, and sometimes it's not just about security systems. It's the creepy, unsettling vibe of a house that can make them walk away. Sign number 7, wind chimes, but not the pretty kind. You'd think wind chimes are harmless, right? But for one ex-burglar, they were a deal breaker. It was the middle of the night, and I was scoping out this house. I didn't notice it at first, but as soon as I stepped near the porch, these old, rusty wind chimes started clanging like crazy. The noise echoed through the whole neighborhood. I felt like I was announcing my arrival to the world. Trust me, when you hear those things, you know it's time to bail. Turns out, the eerie clanging of rusty wind chimes in the dead of night isn't just creepy, it's also a perfect burglar alarm. Sign number 8. The old lady with the binoculars. Sometimes, the best security system isn't a gadget. It's the eyes of a nosy neighbor. One burglar recounted how a watchful neighbor sent them packing without even stepping foot on the property. I was checking out a house from a distance when I felt like I was being watched. I turned around and saw this old lady on her porch with binoculars, just staring at me like a hawk. She didn't even move. I thought, is this lady a detective or something? Didn't take me long to figure out this wasn't going to be an easy job. I walked away before I even got close. Forget motion sensors. Nothing beats an old lady with too much time on her hands. Sign number 9. A house that's too clean. A spotless, perfectly manicured lawn might scream wealthy to most people, but for burglars, it's a red flag. One ex-burglar explained how a seemingly perfect house made them think twice. I approached this house and it was so clean, it was suspicious. Like, the lawn was trimmed to perfection, the windows sparkling, no clutter anywhere. It looked like no one had ever lived there. My gut told me something was off. Turns out, the place was under constant surveillance by private security, and I had no idea. Sometimes, a house that's too perfect is hiding more than just money. It's hiding the fact that someone's watching. When a house looks like it's fresh out of a real estate magazine, burglars know to tread carefully. Sign number 10. The welcome home note. That wasn't so welcoming. One burglar learned the hard way that not all sweet messages are as innocent as they seem. There was this note on the door that said, "Welcome home. We're watching you." At first, I thought it was just some weird family joke, but it freaked me out. I kept imagining someone sitting in the house, staring at me through the windows. I didn't stick around to find out who left the note, but I wasn't going to risk walking into some psycho's trap. Sometimes, it's not the high-tech gadgets or barking dogs that scare burglars away. It's the unsettling feeling that someone's waiting for them. Sign number 11. The house that never sleeps. Imagine walking up to a house in the middle of the night, but inside, the lights are on, the TV is blaring, and people are moving around. One burglar shares how a house with a strange, constant buzz of activity made them think twice. It was 3 a.m. and I'm thinking, everyone's asleep. But when I got to this one house, the lights were still on, and I could hear people inside like they were having a full-blown party. It wasn't just a late-night thing. This house always seemed to be awake. It threw me off like, do these people ever sleep? I figured they'd probably catch me if I tried anything, so I moved on. For a burglar, unpredictability is risky. A house that never sleeps is a house they don't want to mess with. Sign number 12. The booby-trapped yard. One of the most bizarre deterrents came from a burglar who walked into what felt like a trap straight out of a cartoon. I was walking through this yard, and everything seemed fine, until I tripped over a wire, and out of nowhere, this loud alarm went off. It wasn't a security system, though. It was like the homeowner had rigged up some DIY booby trap. I felt like I was in an Indiana Jones movie or something. I didn't even try the door. I was out of there before anything else popped up. Not all traps are high-tech. Sometimes the old-school tricks work just as well, and they can freak burglars out in ways they didn't expect. Sign number 13, motion sensor lights. If I see motion sensor lights, I'm out. Those things light up like a Christmas tree. One burglar shared how they once got caught in the glare of a sensor light while casing a home. The moment it lit up, they froze, realizing they were no longer hidden. The adrenaline rush was real, but so was the urge to escape. Sign number 14, the tactical man cave. One burglar explained how an innocent-looking garage became a no-go zone after they noticed a detail that hit a little too close to home. I was walking around the back of the house when I saw the garage door slightly open. Inside, I spotted military gear, tactical boots, a rucksack, even some camo clothes. It wasn't just a hobbyist. This guy looked like he knew what he was doing. Maybe he was ex-military, or just someone who took home security really seriously. Either way, I wasn't sticking around to find out. For burglars, homeowners with military or tactical backgrounds represent a serious risk. Even the suggestion that someone inside might be armed and trained is enough to make them abandon the job entirely. Sign number 15, the home gym waits. It might sound strange, but for some burglars, even small details can change their mind about targeting a home. One burglar shared a story about how a homeowner's dedication to fitness scared them off. I noticed a bunch of heavy weights in the garage, like serious gym equipment, that told me whoever lived there was strong and probably wasn't someone I wanted to run into during a break-in. I wasn't about to mess with a guy who could bench press me. I moved on to the next house. Burglars often assess the risk of physical confrontation, and homeowners who look like they can fight back are less appealing targets. Sign number 16, the I'm home bluff. This tactic has become more popular thanks to advice from burglars themselves. Homeowners who create the illusion that someone's always home can ward off potential intruders without even lifting a finger. I'd been watching this one house for a while, but every time I drove by, I'd see lights going on and off in different rooms. Even the TV would flicker late at night. It didn't make sense. Either this family never slept or they were smart. Turns out, they were using timers to control everything, and I wasn't about to break in while someone could still be there. Burglars hate uncertainty, and homes that look occupied, even when they're not, keep them guessing and make them think twice. Sign number 17, the tricked-out yard. Some homeowners take their security to the next level, and burglars know it when they see it. One burglar shared how an unassuming yard turned into a battlefield of deterrence. I walked into what I thought was a quiet yard, but then I realized the grass had hidden pressure sensors. Every step I took set off these crazy lights, and I swear the trees had hidden cameras in them. It was like something out of a spy movie. I wasn't about to stick around to find out if there were drones coming next. For burglars, homeowners who invest in high-tech, over-the-top security measures send a clear message: stay out. So there you have it, folks. From security stickers to barking dogs, the signs that make burglars walk away are more about caution than bravado. It's a delicate balance of thrill and risk, and for many, it's simply not worth the trouble. Next time you think about your home security, remember these insights from those who know the game inside and out. Now, what about you? Have you ever spotted a sign that made you feel safe at home? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.